Yes, sir, man. Come on, come on, come on. Welcome back to the welcome back to the channel. All right, so we got my boy. He's street preaching. All he doing is trying to share that gospel, share the truth. And what's gonna happen? The devil don't like to hear the truth, man. He like to hear them lies. He like them sweet, beautiful lies, man. That's what he like. He like the destruction. He love it, and he don't like it when God's word gets spread. So guess what, Miss Lady? Letting the devil take control and doing her thing. But y'all go ahead and like the video up, man. We gonna jump into the reaction, see what my boy and Miss Shawty got going on. Let's see.
You piss me the off.
Okay.
You don't belong
boy.
here. This hateful bullshit doesn't belong here. And all of y'all that
We starting spicy already. The video ain't been on but a second.
get your heads on straight. You are reason why we are falling apart as a fucking country.
Oh, he the reason.
And I don't want to hear, oh, you know the percentage of that happens every fucking day.
Didn't say didn't.
I don't want that.
Doesn't matter. You came to me. We're in a public area.
Okay, so should I break the camera then?
You don't want to do that, Shawty. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. We can have a very friendly, civil chat though. If you disagree, that's fine. Okay, we can have a friendly debate though.
Okay.
Like I give you the YouTube channel. Like I get anybody. It's not. Yeah, we'll be very friendly. Go for it. And I just want to give you this sign too, right?
Oh,
Like, so I'm a
okay,
Christian.
okay.
You must be born again.
I am also a Christian, so
Okay,
that's why
let's
I
go.
like getting into this. Can I see the other side again?
Yeah, go for it. Whatever one you want.
How is feminism cancer?
Yeah, it's a great question. So for me, myself, I would say all waves of feminism, but particularly second wave feminism and on. It's really just been, come the 60s onwards particularly, the ultimate goal has been anti-man, pro-woman, against nuclear family, and it's really anti-God, right? So if we take that to its logical conclusion, right, like third wave and fourth wave now, even in 2025, I would honestly ask, I mean, number one, I truly do believe that it's not beneficial. Like the definition of feminism is the equality, the fighting for the equality of sexes, male and female. In 2025, I don't believe that there's any benefit that a male has that a woman doesn't have, statistically, right, systemically. And then on top of that, though, I would also say feminism really is just against man, it's against the nuclear family, and it's against God. So for me, I would say, as a whole, feminism is antithetical to Christian values.
How is feminism against the nuclear family?
Sure, great question. Well, because by 2030, so about 5 years' time, about 50% of women are going to be childless and single, right? So the reason for this is really what's...
I'm surprised that ain't happening right now. I'm gonna be real with you. And forgive me, God, if I'm saying the wrong word. Hey, but look, man. If it weren't for a lot of dudes just trying to get a nut off, a lot of women wouldn't even be having children to begin with. I hate to say it. I hate to be real with you because they don't be love making. They just be trying to get a nut off. That's all most of them be doing. I was in the same boat. I was rolling in the same boat, my boy. So I definitely believe that statistic, man. Soon, dudes they're just gonna stop altogether. I don't know, man. We'll see.
reported through feminist ideologists, whether that's like Cardi B, the media, the radio, is that I don't need no man, I'm my own boss, babe, we don't need a man, yada yada. And the problem with that is we're entering a population collapse. So it would be against the nuclear family in the sense that people just aren't procreating anymore. And I do believe that feminism, alongside a multitude of things, LGBTQ, yada yada, there are many reasons that are really pushing that. And I do believe that's a satanic agenda to depopulate the West, to weaken the West, and to bring more communist, atheist, secular values.
Division, no more family type upbringing, put the man against the woman. And once you done did that, it ain't no babies being made. It ain't no love. It ain't no... Oh, man. It's just like he said, population decline because ain't nobody having no babies. You feel me?
That's what I'd say.
Let's see what you got to say, Shawty.
So feminism, so the issue is people don't think they need to have children, so they don't have children.
Okay.
And then, I'm just trying to make sure I understand your point.
Go for it.
And that's against God because it's depopulating the Christian West.
Well, that's part of it, yeah. I would also say
less against God if more people were Christian, or would it be less against God if there were just more people? Like, what's the bigger issue?
Sure, great question. Yeah, so feminism as a whole, it's really antithetical to Christian values. But I'll just give you an example, right? So I believe the reason I put these all together is for a reason. So Margaret Sanger, right? She's who funded Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger herself was a hard atheist. She was a eugenicist. She was very against Christian values. She was one of the furthest people that really pushed in the 60s the feminist wave, which really is Planned Parenthood, so abortion.
Dang, they've been doing that since the 60s? Crazy work, crazy work.
Pills. That's another thing too, right? So like the abortion pills,
The woman
not
rebelled.
procreating. She was one of the biggest proponents, again, that was against the Christian value system, because God tells us to be fruitful and multiply. So it's very antithetical
That's
to
true.
not get married as a Christian, to not reproduce. And I believe that's exactly what feminism is. It's, I don't need a man. Let's both be single. Again, you can search it in your own time too. Don't take my word. In about 5 years' time, almost 50% of women are going to be childless and single. I believe that's been a plot. And I believe feminism is absolutely alongside abortion, Planned Parenthood.
Single, okay, but childless? Telling you, dudes be trying to get their rocks off, you feel me? They don't want to be with a woman, but childless and single by 2030? We'll see, man. We shall see.
Atheism, secularism, because the thing is just hear me out, right? You cannot, if you're a Christian, you're not going to subscribe to those values. So of course, if you are a feminist or pro-abortion, usually speaking, you have to be a secular or an atheist. Like, they both completely contradict.
Okay, so I feel like this is segueing actually into abortion.
Okay,
So
go for it.
Oh, I forgot about that part. Yeah, they could get pregnant and just abort the baby.
And thank you for being respectful too. Some people,
absolutely.
some
I love,
people
like,
are.
if you can't discuss something with somebody you don't agree with,
Yeah.
you can't have
That's
that
amazing.
opinion.
Yeah, you've been great. I lived in Canada beforehand, so I'm used to people being like very, very.
Oh, he from Canada?
But go ahead, yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay,
Abortion.
so it's unbiblical to not procreate.
Forcefully, yes. Now God says you can be celibate, but forced celibacy would be
That
yes.
part of the Bible where Paul says, like, the condition in which you came to Christ.
Let me read that real quick. Hold on, y'all. My bad. God. Come on now. Okay. For I wish that all men even were as myself, but each one has his own gift from God, one in the manner and another in that.
Where Paul says, like, the condition in which you came to Christ, you should stay in that condition. Where's that figuring in?
What do you mean by that? The condition you came to Christ.
So,
What verse would that be?
I'm really bad with verses, I'm really sorry, but in a lot of his letters to the church, I feel like it might be in Corinthians, but don't quote me on that.
Okay, I might know which one you're talking about. It might be the celibacy thing.
Yeah.
Basically, my buddy says, like, yeah, like, he's basically what he's saying. He's like, if you are single, don't go out of your way.
Are you bound to a wife? Do not seek to be loosed. Are you loosed from a wife? Do not seek a wife.
Seek and force a marriage, or if you're married, don't go force your way to be single. But again, right, the Bible as a whole interprets the Bible. We are called to be fruitful and multiply. Jesus speaks about that a lot too.
So if a woman chooses to stay single,
That's not necessarily a bad thing, no.
No.
But if
Okay.
it's forced celibacy and let me put it this way, and then sorry,
What
I'm gonna let you go.
you
If it's
mean by
forced celibacy, if it's
forced?
antithetical to God, if it's against children, that spirit would.
Oh, I get what he's saying. Forcing the celibacy because you don't want to create more life because you're trying to be feminist or whatever, and be against man. I guess that's what he's saying. Like, hating the man.
But just celibacy in and of itself, like I'm married now. I was celibate for 4 years. I thought I was going to be celibate my whole life. That is not anti-biblical, no. But forcing it and rejecting it and pushing or purporting an idea that's contrary to that would be like, nowhere. I was celibate for 4 years. Would I go tell people marriage is bad, just be alone by yourself? No, I'd say there's different callings.
okay.
I'm not political. I'm not with Trump.
I didn't
Go ahead,
hear
come
much.
chat. Come chat. I'm not with Trump. Where's Trump in this? I'm Canadian. I'm not even from here. It doesn't make sense. That's fine. No problem. Come chat then. Come debate.
Okay.
That's fine. No problem. These guys do. You can come chat. If you're gonna calm down, you can come chat.
So what qualifies as forced celibacy?
Great. Yeah. Forced celibacy. Forced celibacy.
Or what?
Yeah. If you want to come chat, let's chat. Give me your debates, your arguments.
Oh,
What are your arguments? I'm not for Trump. Nowhere's Trump on
that's
this
one
side.
of the
It
grossest
doesn't matter.
right
not a
there.
Christian.
All of that shit's related to Trump.
So would you say you're being like respectful to people with like different religions? Like, as a Christian, just expressing my religion, you think this is like productive behavior?
Because
Just shutting me
none
down?
of that,
Right.
None of that
Right.
should be here.
Oh, that's fine. You can disagree. We live in America. That's great. We can have a friendly chat. You don't have to yell and scream.
No, we're not going to be friendly because all of that is
This.
hateful rhetoric.
Oh, that's fine. You can agree with
Look
that.
at the crowd.
we were having a very friendly civil conversation. I have no problem chatting with you. We be
Really,
calm.
Who's the
because
dude in the
abortion is
Superman
murder. I have
jacket?
PCOS.
Yeah.
So if I were to get pregnant, I'd probably die.
So then don't get pregnant. Simple.
So what if I get raped?
Do you know the percentage of rape here? I'm going to talk to
Okay.
her. Oh, okay. That's it, guys. That's the fruit of it. Whatever secular atheism running away, but that's fine. Okay. Do you see the false allegation? That's crazy, eh? No,
He's-
go ahead.
There's a lot of that.
Pro-rape. Because he's bro. Oh, my gosh. Some women really be tripping, my boy.
That's
Okay.
fine. I'm
so-
from
I
Canada,
love
it's
my
way
women,
worse.
but, man.
Sorry, go ahead.
Qualifies as forced celibacy?
When they in a bad state mentally, boy, they in a bad state. They in a bad universe, you feel me? Boy. What is it? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorn. Oh man, my boy, y'all better watch who y'all get with, man, for real.
Forced celibacy, I would say.
That go
this is
for
a great
women,
question,
too.
Okay. Just let her go.
I can't even hear.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm against rape. That's absolutely horrible. I think death penalty to the rapist. Anyways, yeah. So what I was saying though is celibacy would be you got 4 years of celibacy. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, she
You
back
piss
for
me
more.
the fuck off.
Okay.
You don't belong here. This hateful bullshit doesn't belong here. And all of y'all that believe this shit, get your fucking heads on straight. I am so fucking tired. You are reason why
Yeah.
we are falling apart as a fucking country.
Gotcha.
And I don't want to hear, oh, do you know the percentage of rapes that happen? Rape happens every fucking day.
Didn't say didn't.
I understand how you feel, but this is not like this is
Every
not the
fucking
way
day.
to
Yeah,
go.
I'm
And
against
I don't
that.
care because you're probably looking at me like, oh, who would rape a fat bitch like you?
Never said that.
Don't.
Bro. It don't matter what you look like. The devil on this earth. And if he get inside the mind of a man and he come up in his brain to want to rape something, oh, he gonna rape something. He want them cheeks. It don't matter what you look like. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody down the block think you look bad, bro. What you mean? I think Shawty done been raped before. I ain't gonna lie to you.
care.
Gotcha.
I don't care.
Gotcha.
Why should a man have a say over a woman's body, first of all?
Well, a man has a say over a man's body too. Like I wouldn't want
I
you to
don't
hurt
believe
somebody.
in God.
That's fine. You don't have to.
I don't believe in God.
Yeah. Well,
Well, hey, that the proof right there. The proof is in the pudding, my boy. That's why she acting like that, my boy.
you can't murder somebody, right? So it's not just with abortion.
Can I ask you?
And I have no problem with Christians that actually act
You might want to calm down, Shawty. I think she gonna swing on you. Just calm down.
like Christians. That's not acting
How
like
have I not been acting like a Christian? You've been coming here yelling at
because
me.
you're anti-abortion for one.
Right.
It has nothing to do with you. Are you a woman?
No, I'm not.
Do you have a vagina?
But-
do you have a no?
But in
are you a
2025,
woman?
Girls always say that when a man say he is against abortion, bro. Abortion is literally murder, my boy. I understand certain women have gotten raped in their lifetimes. I even got a friend that I went to school with who has gotten raped. But this is the thing. And it's just the truth. God has a plan for your life, my boy. And my girls. He has a plan. And if you get pregnant and you're able to go through that whole pregnancy and birth a beautiful child, that was God's plan. It wasn't bad things happen in his life, you feel me? But God puts you through them to bring you out. And you may have gotten raped. I'm sorry to hear about that. But he blessed you with a beautiful child. You feel me? Everything happens for a reason, man. God know what he doing on this earth, dog. He know what he doing. And big condolences to all the women out there who have been raped. I'm not saying rape is okay. I'm not saying that. I'm saying killing a life is wrong. In my eyes, but it don't matter about my eyes. But most importantly, in the eyes of God, it's just wrong. It's murder. You feel me?
identify as it.
woman?
You wouldn't be able to tell me otherwise.
Oh, so you're anti-trans too?
Says who?
You just told me that.
Anyways, I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna ignore
I
it.
should beat the fucking shit out of you.
You want to go to jail?
Oh,
Can I ask
Oh, I'm not scared. I've got cops who are family here.
Oh, no
Try
problem.
to get violent.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we'd rather not.
sorry,
that's
but, like,
crazy
yeah,
work
there's
what
no-
she just
there's- yeah,
said.
there-
She basically trying to say she could do what she want to because she got family that's cops. Shaking my head. Lock her up, man. Lock her up.
The
No need.
hateful shit. I am
I
so
don't
tired
either.
of this on my
Listen,
campus. I am
I'm
so
a
tired of
Christian.
it.
I'm tired.
Imagine being you're pro-abortion or anti-abortion too.
No, she never said that.
Pro-life. Okay, like if I'm not anti-abortion in here.
It's just this country is falling apart, and people like you are part of the fucking problem because you're so goddamn
But it's
brainwashed.
also
Okay.
people like you who just pick a fight for no reason.
People like me?
yeah,
You haven't
people like
actually
you.
let him speak.
No, because I'm not believing all this
I
bullshit.
don't believe
Abortion
it
is
either.
not fucking
Listen, I
murder.
don't believe
Okay,
it either,
then,
but you're
like,
making us
discuss
all
that.
look
You're
bad.
not even a
make
fucking
him
woman.
believe
You have
that.
no fucking say. Oh, do you know the percentage of rates that actually have?
Oh, she real. She just said she don't agree with it either, but she giving my boy a chance to speak his piece. You feel me? Like she trying to understand. You know what I'm saying? She want to see another point of view without trying to throw hands. Calm down, baby.
Do you know how many women actually get believed? How much things get done in terms of the justice system? No, you don't.
Yeah, it's horrible. I'm against rape. I think you should be death penalty
No,
or
you're
life in
pro-rape
prison.
and pro-fucking incest, apparently.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, abortion is murder. So I guess a 13-year-old girl who gets pregnant should have that baby, right?
Yeah, there's
Who
solutions
gets
for
raped
that.
by her dad or raped by her uncle should
wouldn't-
have a fucking baby.
The child should not have to pay for that since the father no.
Okay, so we live in
father should
Trump's
be paid.
America. We live in Trump's America. You're so pro-life. Y'all aren't pro-life. You're pro-birth. You want more kids in the fucking country.
We're pro-
You want
we're pro-
more workers for your capitalist society. That's what you want.
Are you serious,
No,
sweetheart?
not
Are you
bullshit.
serious?
Okay, that's fine. You can agree with that.
And I better not be being fucking. I'm being fucking recorded. I didn't consent to that.
Doesn't matter. We're in a public area. You came to me, and I do this for my safety too, because people like you who said they're going to get violent have gotten violent. So if you don't want to be on camera, you can walk away. We're having a respectful
I
conversation.
don't want that to get posted.
I have no problem speaking to you.
Oh, he's
afterwards.
getting posted,
I don't
baby.
want that.
Doesn't
to get
matter.
posted.
You came to me. We're in a public area.
Okay, so should I break the camera then?
Give me a break. This is crazy. Hey man,
No,
can you keep
this
or
is
worse?
fucking crazy.
Did you not have a boyfriend? The guy?
My fiance is over there. I have 2 partners.
Can you?
You have what you mean? Your fiance? What's up with your fiance? Why your fiance ain't saying nothing? And what you mean you got 2 partners? You know, polyamorous relationship? That what you talking about?
Okay. Anyways,
You have 2
I'm
partners.
gonna go back to my conversation. I hope you have a great day. That's crazy.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that.
Not gonna
So
lie, kind of lost the thread.
For self.
It's like if you don't like what's being spoken, just go on about your business. If you don't want to hear what he got to say, you don't want to hear my boy out, just go on about your business, dog. You feel me? Ain't nobody forcing you to listen to that.
Celibacy, forced celibacy would be, the problem with that is, so I was with her for 4 years, right? Yeah, it's okay. That's why I didn't want to bring my wife out. I usually bring guys up here. So I was with her for 4 years, okay? I thought I was going to be celibate the rest of my life. Now, what began to happen, though, is as God brought us together, of course, you know, you're going to pray on it. You're going to be sober, vigilant. You're going to see, God, is this from you? If I would say I rejected this and I knew God was calling me and I didn't want this, then I would say that's now forced celibacy. But just because you are celibate is not unbiblical.
Okay. So if you feel like God is calling you to a person and you're rejecting that, that's forced celibacy.
But I still wouldn't say, yeah. But even with that, that's not necessarily feminism. Like, I wouldn't be for that, but feminism as a whole encompasses many things. It's not just like it's against, I mean, it's really anti-man. It's completely anti-man. Especially in 2025, it's anti-man. It is anti-nuclear family. It's anti-God. Like, I would argue she's a feminist. I don't know, but usually speaking, these are very similar. They don't want to let me speak. It's like, you're a bigot, capital, whatever. But that's kind of the fruit of it, like the far extreme. I'm not saying she is, but I've dealt with a lot of feminists.
So I would say I'm a feminist. Like, I believe in equality, but like equality for everyone, not just the patriarchy, but in pink.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
But would you say then, like, let's go back, let's just on this topic, right? Would you say that there was equality? Because, like, with stats, men across the board experience a far worse stat with almost everything: suicide, crime, violence, criminal offense. So if feminism, if feminism really is fighting for the equality of sexes, I think it's doing a very poor job. I think it's pro-woman and anti-man. So even the legal system with
Yeah.
as far as, like, who gets the child, 90% of divorces are initiated by women. So men really are being belittled. That's kind of my take.
There's a lot of statistics you can also look at.
Yeah.
Men are more likely to commit crimes. Women are more likely to be a victim of a crime.
Right.
So there are numbers like it's hard to point to the wage gap now because so
Yeah.
much of what women do is unpaid labor.
Okay.
It's not necessarily that they're being underpaid so much as they're just being counted.
Yeah, I would just personally I would disagree with the wage gap. I think there's a multitude of factors where men, right, usually speaking, they're working STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
Exactly.
Women usually are working jobs that are more nurturing, and there's that pay, right? So okay, we got
So
common
the
ground
wage gap is like, it's an iffy statistic,
Sure.
but like the rates at which women encounter violence, the rates at which women encounter harassment, those are much higher than the rates at which men encounter those things. So I
Well,
wouldn't.
for men to women, because with just violence in general, with crime, with
That's
men to men, it is significantly higher.
I feel like there's a bit of a lurking variable there because men are more likely to be aggressive.
Sure. Yeah.
Of course, it's in us.
And I would
So-
not.
It's in our DNA.
That's
Overarching
called
overarching
testosterone.
point there though is there are
Very.
aspects in which men do need more help than women, like mental health care. Men have significantly
Suicide rates
worse
a lot
mental
higher.
health
Yep, 4 times
outcomes.
higher, yeah.
That needs to be addressed. Like, on the other hand, though, I wouldn't say it's completely equal yet. I feel like there's still places where
I agree. It's not equal.
women are experiencing more like pain and harassment and
Okay. Yeah.
is that
Yeah, sure. Like, do you mean systemically though? Like, are you talking like as far as them getting paid less and things like that?
I-
Because I agree, there are bad men, there are bad women, there are bad men. I would condemn that. There are men who maybe will abuse, catcall, whatever. I have to look at things as systemically as possible, right? And if it's the other ways, that's why we're here ultimately to share Jesus, to be a born-again Christian, right? Jesus says in Ephesians 5 to love your wives as Christ loved the church, which is self-sacrificial. I gotta die, right,
Yeah.
for my wife. So,
I feel it.
and that's a complete different topic too. The last thing I'll say is being in an atheist
boy get
society,
deep
you're not
with it
atheist,
now.
but that would much further
Oh,
produce
shoot,
the fruits
Lid.
of bad men. All the negative stats. We're living in Christian societies, like statistically across the board, are happier, they're healthier, they're more beneficial, and that's why people always immigrate to Christian countries. They come to America. We don't go move to China. We don't move to the Middle East. We don't move to North Korea. Everyone comes here because of our Judeo-Christian framework, whether they're Christian or not. The framework that's embedded in the West. And again, I'm Canadian, so I'm still learning the Constitution and all the stuff you guys have. But even with
As evil as the world is, and as evil as this country is, I almost forgot they had "In God We Trust" on the money. I almost forgot they had that. Cause boy, the way they be moving, boy, it don't seem like they trust God.
it's baked in there.
So, right now, actually, women are leaving the church en masse.
Yep.
And this is a little, like, point for, like, not total equality of the
okay.
sexes.
That's okay.
Again, I'm terrible with verses, but there's a verse in the Bible where Paul says, a woman doesn't have the right over her own body, her husband does. But in the same way, a husband doesn't have a right over his own body, his wife does.
Yeah.
I never heard the second part of that verse until I found it on my own at 17, and I grew up in church. And so, like, that's one of the things I think you have to look at where, like, Christianity is very well set up to support patriarchy because God's the father. There are denominations that, like, you can't approach the pastor, he's so much holier than you.
Sure. I would say, though, that that's the pastor's fault or the church's fault, not Jesus' fault. I just want to give you a quick example with Beethoven. Let's just say, and I'll let you go, because these are great. Let's say I play piano, and I don't know Beethoven, and I butcher it. That would be my fault, not Beethoven's fault. So a lot of churches misrepresent Jesus, but ultimately that would be the pastor's fault. So I would condemn that as well.
I don't, like, for the record, I don't think Christianity is an inherently sexist religion. I think it's a pretty
I like how sweet she is and how she literally is just debating. Like, why we as a majority of people, why we can't just talk like this? Just because you disagree don't mean you got to sit up here and talk down on somebody, want to fight, you feel me, want to throw hands. Why we can't just respectfully debate? I love debating, but I ain't finna debate with you when you get aggressive and want to fight and trying to shoot me over it. I'm just stating my side of the story, and you're not going to change it unless you give me some real facts and some real reasoning as to why you believe what you believe. And they just peacefully debating, you feel me? I love to see it, man.
equal religion.
Especially
There
about the Most High.
are ways that it can be very easily construed into bigotry, and I don't like that.
Okay. But I would still say, though, that that's still better than atheism, Islam, or any other secular society in the world. Like, Christian countries are the happiest. You can go to Europe, Finland, all the Nordic. They're the happiest we could say wealthy, but who cares about wealth? The happiest, most affluent countries in the world, and that is because of Christian values. So I agree with you. There are certain places in the Bible where it's misconstrued as misogynist, yada yada. But it was Christianity that freed the slaves. It was the abolition of the William Wilberforce, the abolition of slaves. It's Christians who go into the Middle East, these places to save young children. Like, even though yes, there's some bad, I would choose that any day over anything else.
I mean, any belief system, any grouping of anything is going to have some bad attributes.
Right. But I would say the other religions or ideologies far outweigh the bad compared to Christianity across the board. And it's just evident. I mean, just look geographically, like the Middle East, it's absolutely horrible. That would be oppression of women. We have China, we have communist countries. That is oppression of both men and women. And I just find it a little hypocritical, not your sense, but people say, you know, Christianity, like I'm a woman, I'm so oppressed. But we live in the West. Like, I don't think a lot of these people have actually been to like the Middle East where like they face real oppression. Are things perfect? No, they're not perfect. But it's Christianity that's giving us that freedom to be able to speak, freedom of religion. These are all Christian concepts. Jesus doesn't want to force everyone like a communist to be Christian. No, we want to be able to come to it. So separation of church and state, that's a Christian concept, right? That's why we have free will. If she didn't want to talk, that's okay. We just dust off our shoes, right?
Yeah.
But you can keep going if you have any question. I'll give you the YouTube channel after if you want. It's just called Christ Developed. I'll probably like that was crazy. I was not.
Hey man, my boy got him a TikTok clip. I ain't gonna lie to you. And he hopefully, even though she got pissed off and ready to throw hands, hopefully he planted a little seed inside of her. You know what I'm saying? The tree ain't gonna grow without the seed. You gotta water it. Water that thing every day. You gotta water. You gotta water that thing every day. You never know, man. She might start looking deeper into Christianity and deeper into God. You feel me? Because it sounds like she got a lot of hurt inside of her, and that's why she was snapping on my boy. But y'all drop the comments of what y'all think about little Shawty snapping and plus what y'all think about the video as a whole. The little peaceful debate my dog and Shawty had. And let me know y'all opinions on this feminism thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all for it? Y'all against it? Let me know. Let's chop it up in the comments, man. Like on the video.